I hope everybody enjoyed this cool day. And we're going to have a cool one tomorrow, thank God. And then it's going to go right back up. Summertime is here.
Yep.
I'm not going to keep you.
Oh, no. This might draw out a little bit.
It might draw out a little bit. It always does with us.
Well, hopefully they like some of the stuff we tell them because it's.
I have two major questions that I ponder all the time. And I thought, why not share it? And before I continue and even start the video, why don't you hit the like, subscribe, and share the video. It helps me in the long run, and you might enjoy our content. But we're not going to get into this big, long, drawn out. Two questions I have.
Well, it's going to go more than two questions, but.
That's true. But the major question is, one, is there an afterlife? And two, is there, what do you call it, spirits or angels? I guess you would call them, right?
Oh, yeah, and there is.
Right.
Speaking of experience.
Me too. The answer for me to those two questions is yes and yes.
Yeah.
I do believe and I do believe.
Yep.
And you?
And of course.
You believe and believe. Okay. So, first one.
And before you go and turn off, this is not going to be a Bible thumping little video. It's separate from, not separate from God, but we're talking about what she just mentioned.
No, Bible thumping is not a proper word. It's not, it is spiritual. I mean, I'm not going to quote anything from the Bible, although I study the Bible immensely. I was a Sunday school teacher, so. But this is just something in general that
Right.
I've been thinking of for a long time, and it's only because of life experience of all the death that I personally experienced, and I'm sure that you have too.
Uh-huh.
And it brought, what was brought to me, no, I shouldn't say it that way. What brought this to the forefront was we just celebrated my grandson's 9th birthday.
Yep.
And his father passed away. My son passed away in February of 2022. And he always knew that I loved Cardinals, and he also loved Cardinals too. And I was sitting out back here one night, and I was just thinking. Actually, it was during the day. What am I saying that night? It was during the day, and I'm just sitting here, and I'm thinking, and I'm looking at the yard, and I happened to turn, and up in a pine tree was a cardinal, the brightest, prettiest red cardinal
Yeah, it was.
I have ever seen, because usually they're that bright in the wintertime and duller in the summertime. And it just peeked in and out through the branches, and I just sat there and I watched it, and I thought, how odd that this cardinal is so beautiful, vibrantly beautiful. So right away, quick, I had to grab my camera, and I walked to the end of the porch, and this little bird ran behind one of the pine tree branches, so I couldn't see him. And I said, are you going to play around? Like, I was talking to the bird.
I understand that.
And he peeked his little head out, and I snapped a picture. So it was almost like he was posing. Now, it brought my son to mind right away, because my son was a joker, and he liked to play games, especially with me. He was forever playing games with me, and I with him. Like the big toilet paper that I did to him one time when he really had to go to the bathroom. Mom, what are you talking about? But anyway, so I got that picture, and then it had flew up And I thought, oh, I felt so bad. It's gone. But it wasn't gone. It flew back down and stood. And honest to goodness, it did a pose that I said, this has to be my son. Because it turned its head. And my son always had a way of turning his head and kind of like raising his eyebrow. And I was able to take another shot. And then, the hair was, or hair, or whatever that is up top, the feathers was like all off to the side. It was beautiful. I'll post them in the video. And then he proceeded to turn dead on and look directly at me. And I smiled and I clicked on one more picture. And I said, now I'm happy. And I said it out loud too. So if anybody was listening, they were figuring, oh,
Who cares? Who cares?
Exactly, who cares? So when I said, now I'm happy, it was like he went, like he moved his head a little bit and he flew off. And I was like, wow. So that brightened my day considerably. I was very, very happy to see that. Which brings me now to my grandson's birthday, which is my
Excuse me.
son's son. We're raising him now since my son's death. And he's a pistol. Whew! He's like my son up one side and down the other times 50. But
He's a ball of energy. that's for sure.
ball of energy. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Espresso can't keep me up with him.
No.
But anyway, so we were having a birthday party and we lit the candles and he calls me Mom. He says, Mom, can we turn out the lights? And I just don't know why I didn't turn out the lights.
None of us thought about it.
Right. So I said, okay, yeah, sure. So I said to Joe, can you turn out the lights? And he did. He shut it. And we have the old time switch where it goes down. Once it goes down, it stays down. And
Supposed to.
it does. It's not like those flicker ones that are iffy.
Well, no, there was a reason why I said that.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
So we started singing Happy Birthday. And just as, and I have a video of that I could put in with it, with the lights going on. And we were singing Happy Birthday. Next thing I know, the light flickered on and stayed on. And I was just like, I looked at my grandson and he had the biggest smile. I said, your daddy just said, hey, happy birthday to you. And I think that really, really made his night.
Yeah.
Because he misses his daddy terribly.
Yeah, he does.
And I told him, watch for the signs. There's always signs.
Right.
So they're always, I believe truly in my heart that they're always with us. Needless to say, we went on with the birthday party and continued to sing. And it was just a nice, warm feeling. And it stayed with me all that night.
Right.
Like, I was like, he's here. And it just made me feel good. So, and just like in our family, there's been so many of us that's passed, like recently, like bam, 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 one after another. And there was 7 of us. And out of 7 of us, there's 2 left. There's me and my younger brother.
Yeah.
But every time somebody passed in our family, a beautiful big butterfly would come and stay for days. Like when my brother Joey and Frankie passed.
Right.
This was up north in Avenel. The beautifulest monarch butterfly would stay right across from my mom's on the wooden fence, through rain, through anything. And she said to me, your brother's here. Mm-hmm. Twice she said that to me, 2 different times, because they passed close together. And then my daughter passed in 2010. And it was devastating. Wow. It was like, half of it I can't even remember. It was just so oof, it was just so hard. But my youngest one came home. I came home one night, and my youngest one was standing by a window, and he was playing with something. I'm like, "What are you playing with?" He goes, "Mom, this butterfly won't leave." And I walked over, and it was a beautiful, oh my goodness, vibrant, beautiful colors, a monarch butterfly. So I smiled, and I didn't say anything, and I put out my hand, and it crawled on my hand.
Wow.
Yeah. And I had walked to the front door. Now, my sister had given me a weeping willow tree because I made a memorial garden for my daughter.
Right.
I had walked out, and it just sat there and looked at me, and I placed it gently on a on the branch, and it just sat there, and it was opening and closing its wings real slow. So again, I ran and I got my camera, and me and my daughter always had a thing. We always took pictures of each other constantly, like, click, click, like two kids.
Right.
Everywhere we went, we were taking pictures of each other in the waterfalls, at camping, here, there. So I snapped a couple photos, and it was like almost posing. Like, it would turn, it would do its wings, and then turn and do its wings another way. And it made me smile again. It just made me smile. So it started to rain, and I thought for sure that the butterfly would be gone. So I went in the house, and I did what I had to do. And I got up the next morning. I stayed through a major storm all night long on my daughter's tree.
Wow.
Yeah. And first thing I did, I didn't even think about it. I grabbed my camera and I headed outside
Right.
because I did not want to waste a shot.
Oh, blimey.
So I looked, and at first I didn't see her, and I was like, "Oh, all right." And then all of a sudden I see wings. I was like, "Oh my God, she stayed through the storm." And again, I took a couple more shots, and it was like she flickered her wings really fast, as if to say, "I'm leaving." And then she took off. So, yeah, and not to mention, right after she passed, I love country music. We used to have an ongoing battle when we're in the truck. She would like to listen to her music, young kids. She was born in the 80s, and I love my country music. So every time I put my country music on, she would change the channel to her music. Needless to say, a half-hour trip, there was like 50,000 different songs. We were going back and forth and back and forth. Neither one of us would give up. And after she passed, and this is my right hand, after she passed, I would get my truck and I'd put my country music on, and lo and behold, the channel would change, and it would be her music. She loved "Don't Go Chasing Butterflies"
I've never heard of it.
by those girls. There was three girls. Don't go chasing
Oh,
butterflies.
TLC.
TLC. Yes.
Oh, I thought that was the title of the song. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. I don't know the title of the song, but I know what song you're talking
She
about.
loved that song, and Free Falling. She loved,
Right.
and it never failed. Every time the channel would change, I would get either or both of those songs. So, do I believe that we have signs? And is our loved one still with us? Yes, I do. And I don't know. You have anything like that ever happened to you?
I got too many. I've been thinking in my head how to shorten it down.
It's so nice, though, that they're here with us. I think of them as just on the other side of a door, and that's why I tell Trist all the time, talk to your daddy, because he's only on the other side of the door, and we just can't see him. but we know he's there and he is watching us and he can hear us and watch for signs. And I point them out to him all the time. So, but I stepped on you. I'm sorry.
You
Go
didn't
ahead.
step on me. You didn't step on me at all. It's fine. This is different. We're talking family.
I know. So,
One of my many, uh, the house we used to live in, we had the desk for the computer pushed up in the corner, and we had a door behind us. And we had an oscillating fan. It went from the den into the office. We sat out in the den, so we'd just go back and you'd feel it in the room. And I'm sitting there, I'm on a computer, and you know how when somebody walks in front of the fan, you can hear it cut out? Look, I'm getting cold chills. My brother-in-law had just passed away like 2 months before, and he actually lived across the street. And I'm sitting there, I'm on a computer, all of a sudden the fan cuts out. I'm like, okay, I thought maybe somebody came into the room, like one of my sons or whatever. And I turn around to say, what do you need? There's nobody there. So I went out and I talked to everybody. Nobody was in the room. And I'm like, wow, that's okay. But I know something or walked in front of that fan. So
like block the air.
yeah,
Is that what you mean?
the
Oh, I
fan
get-
cut out. You don't. When somebody walks in front of the fan, you don't hear it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I got it.
So to move on from that, my brother passed. He was staying with us. He moved with us. Don't need to know the background story, but he was staying with us, and we were helping him out. And he ended up having a major stroke,
Yeah.
and ended up in the hospital. And of course, he didn't make it. So, used to have a cup of coffee in this hand and a cigarette in this hand at all times. Don't matter when you seen him.
You're hitting the table and it keeps on bouncing.
Oh, I'll say that. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
This is all right.
So I'm like, he going, what?
Well, I didn't want. Go ahead, continue. He's hitting the table like this. He's talking like I do, except I don't hit the table. But go ahead. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
So anyway, he passed. Very rough for me. We were very close. 7 years apart, but very close.
Oh.
So he used to have a coffee maker, and he used to roll his cigarettes. So my ex and I are sitting in the living room watching TV. And this is all true. I have no reason to make anything up. This is all true. And all of a sudden we hear the coffee pot. And she looks at me, she goes, is that what I think it is? And I'm going, yeah, I think so. I got up, I went out in the kitchen. No coffee being made, okay? But we heard the coffee pot. You know how the sound it makes when it's finishing up, you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we heard. And I'm like, get out of here. Nah. So anyway, we blew it off. We knew he was there, but, you know. So,
That made you feel good, no?
well, yeah, it didn't scare us. It just, you know, it was like weird.
Oh.
And so it used to be my brother would come in and tap me on the shoulder in the morning to make sure I was awake for work. Because he worked nights, I worked days. And I'm in bed. I'm laying there, and all of a sudden I feel a tap on my shoulder. This was actually the next morning.
After your brother passed?
After my brother passed, yeah.
Oh, he was coming to say goodbye.
And at first I forgot. I was half asleep, is how I forgot. And I turned over to say, hey, thanks. And then remembered and realized that he wasn't there. But obviously he was. And it was just deep in my mind that, I don't know, but I felt the tap on my shoulder.
He was saying, I'm still here.
And
Yeah.
so that afternoon, well, actually evening, my ex went in to finish cleaning up his room, and he used to sit at the corner of the bed with a newspaper and use the little machine and roll his cigarettes. And my ex comes out and she goes, Ray, my family calls me Ray. She goes, Ray, you're not going to believe this. So she goes, you got to come and see this. There was tobacco on the corner of the bed.
No.
And we had went in there after he passed. There was nothing there. She just was going in to clean it, to dust it, whatever. And there was tobacco on the corner of the bed.
Wow.
And we're like, wow. Stop messing with us. You know, we're glad you're here. But sit down and talk. Stop messing with us, you know?
Clean up your mess.
Yeah. But yeah, that was because it was unexpected. It was devastating for me. And of course, my mother. And my father was just completely floored. And he died a year later.
Wow.
Couldn't handle the idea that his son died before him.
It's hard.
You relate?
It's hard for a parent. No parent should have to bury their children. People ask me, how are you still sane? And I said, by the grace of God. It's hard. Sometimes I really think that I'm gonna lose my mind, and then I get a sign that they're still with me.
Yep.
You know, so.
Well, here's one for you. And they don't want me to the end of my time.
Mm.
My father was in rehab. All right, my ex used to work in a rehab, and he was in rehab recovering. He wasn't going to live there. He thought we were trying to put him in there to keep him there. And I'm trying to tell him, Dad, we have you here for them to be able to help you get better so you can go back home. So finally, I said to him, if I wanted you to stay here, you would stay here. And he just gave me a look. Next morning, we get a phone call. He's in the hospital.
Oh.
And he's not doing well at all. And of course, I revert back to what I said to him. I never talked to my father like that, ever. And he was there for like 2 days. So the second day I went in and I said to him, Dad, it's okay. He was never conscious when he went there. If you want to go, it's okay. And son of a gun, a straight across shot to my chest. He punched me dead in the chest, drove me back about 2 foot.
Physically? Like
Physically.
He just said,
So either he was telling me, listen, screwball, you pissed me off by what you said to me that night, or go away. I want to pass in peace, and I don't want you to see it. Because we went home, and the next morning we got a call that he wasn't well at all, that he wasn't going to make it. And so I don't know which it is. And that bothers me to this day, because I don't know if he was really, really mad at me, or he just didn't want me to see him pass away.
I don't think that he wanted you to see him pass away. I don't think that he was mad at you. A lot of times, the ones that are closest to them, they won't leave until either that person leaves away from them, out of their sight, because they don't want to hurt them.
Right.
Or I'm sure there was no anger whatsoever. There was none whatsoever. I'm
getting hurt.
Huh?
My God, for somebody who was in the situation,
well,
that
you know
hurt.
what? He was your dad. He was your
that
dad.
was some power, man.
There you go. He was your dad. He said, you know what? Come here, you little punk. Now it's over and said and done with. Now I said my last word.
Right. His mother did that to him. She was in the hospital and not doing well. And she said to him, because he would go there and stay and stay and stay. And even though you love somebody as much as you do, it's not always a good thing that you're there constantly. They need the rest, whatever.
Yeah.
And they feel like they can't rest because you're there.
Right.
Well, anyway, it was like getting close to dinner time. So my grandmother said to him, why don't you go home, get something to eat, relax a little bit, and if you want to come back, come back. But go home and get something to eat. Your kids need to see you, so forth, so on. I can't remember, I think I was like 10.
Oh, wow.
And no sooner made a sandwich and sat down, got ready to eat, and the phone rang. And she had passed away. So she knew,
Now, this was your grandmom?
my grandmother, yeah.
Okay.
So she knew, and she wanted him out of there,
Was he very close to her?
Yeah, he was, there was 5 kids. He was the baby boy.
That's, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Sometimes they want to go. They really do want to
Well,
go.
it gets to a point. You just,
Yeah.
you're done.
But then they keep on holding on. And they keep on holding on. And I'm sorry, did I cut you off? Or
Nope.
Oh, okay. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, like, with Mama, oh, she was a pistol. She was a pistol and a half. I'm telling you, Southern through and through. And she was very sick. She was also, I had to put her in a nursing home for a while because she became very combative. And I was working 45 hours a week. And my husband at the time, Joe, was in bed with, because of his back. So
Right.
he was disabled. I was taking care of him and trying to take care of her and trying to take care of the kids. And I begged her, Mama, please, don't, can you just please stop? And finally I had to put her in. To make a long story short, though, I ended up bringing her home. And she was totally bedridden. But that woman, and she was losing her mind, per se. Like, she knew who I was. She knew,
Right.
She knew, loved Charlie to death. Joshua would peek his head in there every now and then. He was young though. And she used to she'd take me for a ride is what she used to do. She'd say, I'm not hungry. Mama, you gotta eat. No, I'm not hungry. Well, Mama, you have to eat. Well, I want some green beans. I said, Mama, you can't have green beans. You're on that blood thinner stuff, I think it was Warfarin at the time. No greens. I want green beans. I said, Mama, you can't have them. So I said, all right, you know what? You want them? I'll fry them up. So I fried up some country fried green beans, and she was happy. Then she'd say, next day, I want some more green beans. Mama, I can't give them to you again. Then put me to bed. All right, I'll put you to bed, Mama, but well, I want some butter and bread. I said, I'll make it. You want me to make you cornbread? I can make you some cornbread. I don't want cornbread. Well, Ma, I can make it up. I could whip it up. No, I just want butter and bread. I said, okay. I said, would you like a glass of milk with it? Yeah, I'd like some milk with that. I said, okay, Mama. Meanwhile, I'm saying, ooh, Lord. So I'd put her in bed. And that's all she would eat. She would not eat the dinner. She wanted butter and bread and her milk. So I'd catch her on the phone, and she'd say, I hear her say, Lucy, she put me to bed, and all she fed me was butter and bread and milk. I walked in there, I was like, Mama, why are you lying on me? I did not say a word. I'm like, oh, good Lord. So this went on, and she was such a blessing to have, to spend my days with her. And she would get more and more and more out of it, to the point where sometimes she knew me and sometimes she didn't.
Right.
So I used to dress her up like the cutest little doll. I'd braid her hair and put on pretty clothes, and I'd have to put her teeth in. And every time I went to put that woman's teeth in, she'd bite me. I said, "Mama, you bit me." She said, "Well, get your damn hands out of my mouth."
Right.
So what am I gonna do? Am I gonna let her go without teeth? So, and she did a few other things too, but and the kids used to laugh. Oh my God, they would laugh at her. She was a blessing. I knew she was going, but she was such a blessing. And I brought her a little dog that I used to buy them for all my kids. Remember, I was telling you the other night how every holiday I did a little dancing animal, and it would either shake its butt and sing or something like that. Well, I had gotten her one. It was a dog in a Hawaiian shirt, and when you press the button, it'd say, "Who let the dogs out?"
I used to think that was funny, but that got so much coverage.
Oh my gosh! When I tell you, I still have it. I saved it. That thing would go off all night long. She'd be playing it. I think she saved it up to 3 o'clock in the morning just to start it off. I said, "Mama, can you stop playing with that?" "I ain't doing nothing." Oh, my Lord. So half the night I didn't get to sleep. And then she got, like I said, she went to where sometimes she knew me and sometimes she didn't. So I'd go in there and I'd bring her. I had one tray in one hand and one tray in the other. The one tray went to Joe, the other tray went to Mama. So I'd sit with Mama because I always fed her. Even when she lived on her own, I fed her because I was always afraid she was going to choke. And so I'd give her tray, and I'd say, "I'll be right back, Mama." She says, "Okay." So I'd walk by, just to check on her, and there that dog sat. We had a big pit bull named Capone. That damn dog would sit there and eat her food. She'd be handing it through the railings to the dog. So I walked past and says, "Mama, why are you feeding that dog?" "I'm not feeding that dog nothing. He's just sitting here watching me." I said, "Okay." So I'd make her another plate because I knew that she's going to be hungry. So then it got to the point every night, like 3 o'clock in the morning. "Nurse! Nurse!" I'm like, "Oh, Mama, please go to sleep." I said, "I'll be right there, Thelma." Because now I know that she's not with it.
Right.
So I'd go in and I said, "Can I help you, Miss Thelma?" My daughter did not feed me. I said, "She didn't." "Well, Miss Thelma, let me go talk to her. I'll be right back." And I make believe I walk out of the bedroom. I go stand on the other side where she couldn't see me. And I come back and I said, "Mama." "Well, you won't, sure." I said, "Why'd you tell that nurse that I didn't feed you?" I said, "No such thing." I said, "Let me go talk to her then." And it was just an ongoing game. Boy,
Right.
she'd be telling lies on me. And I'd walk back in there like, "Me? I didn't say that." So, and I used to monitor her food. And I knew she was going into like a euphoric state because
Right.
their consumption of food goes down. And,
Yeah.
and I knew it was getting ready to pass. And, well, let me back up a bit. And then, well, let me continue though, and then I'll tell you, which leads me into the other side is, are they still with us, and is there spirits? But anyway, so Mama never heard me play out on the stage because at that point she just couldn't do it. And she's the one who taught me how to sing, and I'd sing for hours with her, but she never got to see me sing on the stage.
Right.
So, me and Charlie was sitting in the bedroom with her. I called the whole family, and everybody came in and, said their goodbyes. And then they left me and Charlie in there by ourselves. And Charlie had tears in his eyes. I said, no, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. And I says, Mama, would you like me to sing to you? And I sang her every song that she ever taught me. And she loved when I sang Amazing Grace to her. Well, wouldn't you know, her favorite song was Funny Face. And because her boyfriend was Walter, he was the love of her life. And when he passed away, it took a big part of her. And that was his song to her. So I sang Funny Face, I Love You. When I hit the last note, she closed her eyes and passed away. And I smiled. And I said, now you can be happy. And Charlie says, Mama, is she gone? Well, wouldn't you know, that little southern woman had to have one last say. She said, and Charlie jumped. I started laughing. I said, oh my. I said, no, she just said goodbye to you. That boy's face turned so white. And I laughed. So she went out with me laughing and and I was sad, but I was happy.
Right.
Because I knew that she wanted to go. She was tired and she just wanted to go. And which leads me to tell you, I believe that there is spirits around us and that they are watching over us and that nobody truly ever leaves us. And I'll tell you why. While Mama was sick, okay, she was looking up in the corner of the house. I said, Mama, what you looking at? She says, Aunt Glad and Aunt Cassie's calling me. Well, Joe, I thought that I was going to pass out right then and there because I never told Mama that Glad and Cassie passed.
Right.
I didn't want to bring that trauma to her.
Right.
And she was looking up in that corner, just talking to him. And when I said to her, I said, who are you talking to? And she, oh, good Lord, when she said Cassie and Glad, I said, Mama, Mama, tell him go away. Tell him go away right now, Mama. Tell him no, not. And she said, sure, say you got to go away for a little while. Oh, scared me half to death. I ran out on the deck. I got me a lounge chair, put it in a room, slept like I was going to do something.
Right.
Slept in the lounge chair, holding her hand all night long. And they came several times. And finally, the nurse came to me and she says, Sherry, you have to tell her it's okay. It's okay. You were her life, which I was the closest one out of all 7 of us. I stayed by Mama's side, right up underneath her coat tail. Or skirt tail, or whatever tail she was at, I was up underneath it. So I had to go in there and I had to tell her, Mama, it's okay. I'm a grown woman now. I got kids of my own. I can raise myself. You raised me good, Mama. And then that's when she started to decline.
Right.
And, but hers was the laughters. When I I just can't wait to tell Tristan about his great grandmother. Honest to goodness. I tell him a little bit. I have all 3 of them in pictures of them on my bookshelf. And it's my mother, Tiffany Ann, and then his daddy, Charles. And he asked me about them all the time. Especially Tiffany Ann, because he never met her.
Right.
And he says to me, it was so heartwarming. He says to me, Mom, you look just like that lady right there. I said, I do, meaning Mama. She said, yeah, but you got different color hair. I said, yeah, Mama's hair was blonde. He said, I'm sorry, he said, but you both are so beautiful. I was like, oh, I was like, thank you. Well, I do believe that there is spirits around us at all times. And I do believe that there are, what would you call it, paranormal occurrences all time, which I could tell you, I don't know if you ever, I own several homes. And the first home I ever brought, whatever it is,
I don't know. What are you talking about?
the first home I ever bought.
A house?
Yeah.
Okay, bought. Yeah.
Okay, bought. Brought.
You got to forgive her. She said
Well, I'll say one word. Why we got two words for one thing?
it's not.
It's it.
No,
We bought it and we brought it.
Brought it. We brought it with us. Bought. I own it.
I bought the damn thing.
You
so
didn't brought it.
I brought it.
You
yes.
brought a house with you.
No, but I brought it and
It's not
moved
the
in it.
same thing.
She, two words for one damn meaning.
It is not.
It ain't
the
no
same,
sense.
It's not the same meaning. One's got an R, the other one don't. It's not the same meaning, though.
Well, I don't know.
she's she's adorable. I love her.
I'm sorry. I brought the damn thing. And I got a good price for it, too. But I tell you, that house was, it was a beautiful, beautiful 4-story house. And it was eerie because it was so old. It was over 150 years old.
Mhm.
But, you know, we made it our own. But then weird occurrences. Like I had a little dog named Munchie. Of course, they're all named Munchie. A little one that, like Munchie in there. All of maybe 5 pounds. She used to chase tractor trailer tires and grab them and just woo and fly off. I swear that dog never. It didn't die, but she would sit at one section because I had steps that went straight up. She'd sit at one section and just bark and bark and bark and bark. No matter what I did, I threw shoes at that dog. I squirted with the water, but she would not leave that spot, and she would continually growl and bark. And that wasn't like her, really.
Right.
So every time the kids would bring somebody over and they'd walk down the steps at that same spot, something would happen to one of those kids. One girl, she fell down or was pushed, I don't know what it was, and really hurt her back really bad. Thank God they didn't sue me, but it never failed. Every time they got to that one spot in the steps, something happened to the child that came to my home. And then, like, up, because now you're in upstairs, like you're walking up, I think there was 13, 14 steps, something like that. Now you're in the upstairs, and then there was another upstairs. And that's where Charlie had put one bedroom and Tiffany Ann had the other bedroom. And then there was another bedroom. Mind you, this whole house was gutted. So me and the kids were trying to get it together.
Right.
On my weekends because I worked. And the weekends that I didn't work, I was on my knees laying tile and whatever I can get out of Gene Hackey's house. But I remember vaguely, like, Tiffany Ann would call me up, Mom, it's happening again. It's happening. I'm like, what's going on? She said that, and it would scare her half to death. I'd have to leave where I'm at and come home. That a shadow would come to her door, jump over the doorway, and then keep on going back and forth and jump over the doorway. And I did read somewhere about bad entities can't cross an entranceway. If somebody knows anything about this, let me know.
It's something open.
Yeah, or something. they have to be invited in or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, but
anyway.
they were already in the house.
No, I mean maybe invited into the room, or I'm not sure how it went, but it would not pass that threshold.
Right.
And then my son lived, his bedroom was in the front of the house. And he came down one day and he had the awfulest, oh my goodness, scratches from here to here. I said, "Good Lord, Charlie, what did you do?" He says, "I don't know, Mom." He says, "I just woke up like this." And I'm like, looks horrible. And no sooner than they healed, it happened again. And it happened again. And it was just, something was not right with that house. It was really not right at all. There was bad things in that house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the dog to go off and people to get
Right.
hurt, and my daughter's scared to death because she used to, in her later years, she'd run in with like a paranormal investigator. I got her all the equipment and everything. So then we moved to the house in Jackson.
Right.
Well, I'd be damned if I don't know what happened, but Matt, my youngest son's friend, Matt, every time he walked in that front door, I had 2 shells with like Indians artifacts and stuff on them. It would come flying across, and he'd have to jump out and slam the door, and it would bust on the door. He was afraid to come in the house.
Yeah, I'm lying.
And I mean, nothing ever bothered me. Every now and then, if you go down, because I had a really long hallway, you get a brush like that, and I'd be like, "Will you knock it off like that?" And it was like, it didn't really bother me, like, because I didn't feel like something was going to hurt me. And the TV is not. Charlie had built an apartment downstairs for him,
Right.
and on the other side, he built an apartment for Tiffany Ann. And I'd be yelling down the steps, "Tiffany Ann, turn that damn TV down," or "Turn that radio down." And then you'd hear walking up the steps, and I'd be standing there all fish, like this. And I'm like, damn, it's taking a long time to get up the steps. I'm like, "Tiffany Ann, what are you doing down there?" Next thing I know, she's walking through the front door. I was like, "Wait, what? Weren't you just downstairs?" "Ma, no, I just got home." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And that would repeatedly happen, constantly. The only one thing that really bad that happened to me, it wasn't really bad because I yelled at whatever it was. I was in the kitchen and I was washing dishes and I was cussing up a storm because everybody left the dishes on me. And I was cussing up a storm, and I was mad as hell. So I put a cup over top of the stove, over top of the sink, and I slammed the cupboard door. And I went to walk away. Well, wouldn't you know, that damn cupboard door flew open, and that cup flew right past. I was at the other side of the kitchen now, by my window. Just flew right past me and busted on the wall.
Wow.
I spun around. I said, "Don't you do that again. I'll have you out of here just as fast as you got here." And then I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing? You're losing your freaking mind. You're talking to nobody. And nothing that really never happened after that. And I set that old ghost straight. I'm telling you. But so yeah, I do believe that there is beings out there.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know if you ever had the adventures that we've had. We've had some really, really adventures. We used to go on weird New Jersey trips. So, yeah. We had some pretty freaky adventures go on. But, I don't know. How about you? Have you ever had anything like that happen to you? After all that?
You don't want to get into all that. I will tell you, though, on a lighter note, not light, my uncle had brain cancer, but And I went down to stay with my aunt in Virginia. And we used to hang out. I was from the age of 14, I was, and he was actually ended up being, it was like four of us real tight. My aunt's only 3 years older than me, my mother's sister, and my brother, myself. And then as we got older, of course, my aunt's husband, boyfriend, of course, at that time, came in the picture. We hung out together all the time, all the time. And he was, and there's a reason why I'm coming to this. He was pretty nasty, all right? Always wore a bandana, looked like he belonged on a Harley. Had somebody come to his house, went to pull a gun out from the car, and he just beat the living daylights out of him.
Beat the brakes off him.
Beat the brakes off him. Didn't even hesitate to go after this guy, knowing he was going after a gun. Anyway, the point is, he was dying from brain cancer. He didn't want to leave. He kept saying, "I can't go. I can't go. I can't go." And he was three from. So he was actually 5 years younger than me. And finally, he hadn't eaten for 27 days.
He was in that euphoric.
Yeah. All he kept doing was get the ice drinks from the Rock House in Virginia. So finally, he's curled up on the floor, and my aunt's trying to hold him and tell him it's okay, go. And he's, I can't go. His son was there, and his daughter couldn't handle it. They were pretty tight. And so anyway, I'm trying to make it short, but I got to fill in on why I'm saying what I'm saying to go to where I got to go. And then maybe you might think it's funny. So anyway, my aunt asked me if I'd run to the pharmacy to get, because they were giving him morphine, of course. And it was about 20 minutes away. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. Get to the window. I let them know what I'm there for. And just as they're going to give me the script, my aunt calls and says, don't bother with it. He just passed away. I'm like, yeah, you got to be kidding me. So anyway, past that, they had the eulogy for him and everything, and they had it at my aunt's trailer and outside, a lot of people, and everybody was telling a story here or there about what they remember about him. And of course I remember a lot more things, but the funniest thing, like I said, he looked like he belonged on a Harley. He had the bandana, he wore the sunglasses, had the wallet with the chain on it, all that good stuff. And we lived about 3 or 4 minutes, long ways neighborhoods from my grandmother's house, and that's where him and my aunt stayed, with her mother. And they had like a separate room. So I'm looking out the window. The window was up. I'm looking out the window. All of a sudden, I see him. His name was John. Go by on a moped. He's dressed like he should be riding a Harley, and he's riding a moped. Right? And next thing I know, here comes my aunt. This is when they were younger. Here comes my aunt in their car. She's going, John, stop. John, stop. And he's just going, yeah, if you ever seen the cartoon where the little guy is riding a little scooter, that's what it reminded me of. And I can't get the picture out of my head that here's a Harley dude riding a moped. And his wife-to-be is chasing him down the street in her car, yelling at him to stop, and he wouldn't stop. So anyway, at the eulogy, I told this story. I don't know if they thought I was making fun of him or not. Of course I wasn't making fun of him. Nobody laughed. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you people? he would be rolling on the ground. If he heard me, which I'm sure he did, if he heard me tell that story, he would be rolling. All right. I'm like, what the hell? I'm trying to lighten it up a little bit. Of course, it's a serious situation. You know, you just lost somebody you love. But one of the main things was he always say, if my aunt, because my aunt once in a while, squirrel,
Squirrel.
would go off a little bit, you know. And I always remember him always saying, now, Deb. And that was the main thing with the way he said that. And it was just, but I miss him terribly. But, just, excuse me, just riding that moped is like unreal.
Oh my god.
Unreal.
It's nice though. It's nice to have little signs that you know that your ones that passed before you are there, and they're waiting. They're
Right.
waiting for you, and there is a place with you, for you, with them, when it's time for you to go home.
Right.
With that, I think we made this video a lot longer
Mhm.
than when I said we were going to. But you know, it's fun. It's fun
Yeah.
to let people experience what we experienced, and there's a lot more. But I hope that you stayed to the end, and I hope that you liked our stories. Or they're not stories, but storytelling for you.
We, even though it didn't seem it, we shortened a lot of it up to
Oh,
try to not, we could, with her especially, we could still be sitting here on the
oh,
first
good
story.
Lord. The stories I got to tell you, it would spin your tail around 50 times. Just like an old pig with that corkscrew tail.
It's a good analogy. Excuse me.
You're starting to talk like me. With that, we'll let you go.
Yeah, because we got to unscrew the pig's tail, so.
You can't do that.
Jeez.
Oh, good Lord. We hope that you have a great night, and we hope that you enjoyed us spending time with you. And please, like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't, I'll be so mad at you. No, just like, subscribe, and share, and comment. Comment. Oh,
Right.
comment if you have any stories. I would love to hear stories from you. I mean, I love to just hear stories. So please leave them in the comments. And if you want, I'll answer you back, or, you know, just read your comment and put a little, yeah, I got it. But anyway, please be safe out there. It's a crazy, crazy world.
Be aware of your surroundings.
Be aware of your surroundings. And women, don't go out if you don't have to by yourself. Take your old man with you. Come on.
I don't know why you say that, because I'd push you for the bait and take off.
That might work. Because I'm telling you, when I get mad, whoo.
She's a pussycat.
Yeah. Anyway, have a good night. Be safe. We love yous. Be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Promise. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna go play with the pig's tail.
We're going to see if we can uncork a champagne bottle. All right, have a good night.
Birthday to you. Wow. Thank you, Charlie.